So guys, you'll remember just a little while back, we put out a video talking about kind of updating and upgrading the lights on the Country Coach. And we were talking about the back of the Country Coach. So if you remember, we said we were going to pull the taillights out and see if we could spruce them up, so to say, a little bit. So we did. We pulled them out. We sent them up to Kentucky. And my buddy Robert up there, freaking awesome paint and body guy, he spruced them up all right. You got to remember, this is a 2004 model coach. Now, we've only had it about a year, and we bought it, and it had roughly 66,000 miles on it. In the year that we've had it, we put about 10,000 miles on it. It was a beautiful coach, but it is a 2004. So back then, the coach builders didn't have all those fancy LED lights and halos and all that crazy stuff to go in these things. So the lighting is a little lackluster, so to speak, for modern day era. So without going out and buying, I don't know, another $500,000, $1 million coach just to get some fancy lights, we thought we would try to see what we could do just to spruce them up, so to speak. So we went up to Kentucky. We had a great time. We picked them up, and my buddy Robert did a fantastic job on them. And they are literally smoking. Literally. We'll show you what we mean. And so there they are. And like I say, literally smoking. Now, before you go out and do this to your taillights, be sure and check your local or state codes or anything like that to make sure they don't have some crazy rule about lights and stuff like that. But where we live, these are still illuminated red in color. The lenses are red reflective. If you're in the sunlight, which we are, and you can probably see that, they are still red. So even though they have been smoked, we made sure to leave enough of the red showing through that they are bright red in the sunlight, as well as when they're lit up. And at night, when they light up, they will be plenty red. So there's for all the naysayers and the negative Nancys and all that kind of stuff like that. So what we did was we pulled these out. We sent them up to Kentucky because we were headed up there to go on a Jeep ride. And my buddy Robert up there took care of them, and they look absolutely fantastic. You'll notice that the backup lights are still relatively clear. They have the ever so slightest amount of smoke tint over them. So what he did was he put a very light coat over those, and he taped that up, and then he went on and did the rest of the light. Now, that is a lot of coats of clear on those lights. He put it on them. There was a whole bunch of ridges and seams and stuff around all these where they were made. These are completely glassed smooth now. There are no texture, no nothing. My God, they're beautiful. If we could get them up here in the sunlight more, maybe, you can see just how freaking shiny they really are. Hello. I mean, they are gorgeous. So we took kind of an average, ordinary red taillights, so to speak, in the motorhome, and we just made them look way better. And when we get them on the back of the coach with the color scheme that we have with the reds and the dark grays and stuff, I mean, they are going to pop so good and look so awesome. What we did also was we picked up some red LED bulbs to go back in there so that it will be even more red in color. And sorry, we picked up some white LED bulbs to go in here. Of course, backup lights on these things, well, that's a loose term, so to speak, because you can't see crap behind you anyways, basically. So, but we are going to light them up as bright as we can. But my God, they look great. And I wish we had like texture vision or something like that, but they are so flippin' smooth. They had a big gigantic seam around here before. God, Robert filled all that in, wet sanded it out, smoked them over, wet sanded, polished them. I mean, my God, they're beautiful. But there they are. So it's a very, very simple trick to do, as long as you know a really good paint and body man that can put it on this smooth. But it is a very simple trick to do to kind of modernize the back of your coach, bring it up, give it a much cleaner look, a much cleaner line. You know, you just don't have those honking red lights just hanging out on the back of your beautiful paint schemes and everything. And for those of you guys out there that have even darker colored coaches, I mean, because ours is a pretty light silver, but man, if you had a darker colored coach or a dark blue or anything like that, I mean, man, it would make such a difference. But like I say, check your local and federal and all that kind of state laws. These are DOT approved lenses. And like I say, they are still red in color and they illuminate red. So we don't have to worry about any issues with that. Now, if you go crazy and you get them really super dark black and stuff like that, you can run into issues, but we didn't go all crazy like that. Robert is super good at doing this, and he knows kind of the breaking point of when to stop. So we're gonna get these put on there, get them back on the coach. We'll see how they look, which I already know they're gonna look fan-flippin-tastic. And that will start bringing the coach up a little bit more modern. And like I say, we're headed out on a road trip this weekend, but as soon as we get home, headlights are coming out. We'll start getting on the new ones. My buddy Robert also suggested to me that he is really good at, we may end up color matching these. Yes, color matching them. We can actually go in there and tint the lenses with the base color, and when you turn the light on, they will still illuminate orange. That will be really cool. And when you turn your marker lights or anything on, they will still illuminate orange. But when you turn everything off, they will literally blend in right with the body color. That will be super cool too. We'll do that down the road a little bit. And if you're going like, well, how the heck can you do that? Let me kind of show you. If you'll ever notice on the back of these country coaches, let's get back here. If you've ever wondered about your third brake lamp, well, it's not white because it's faded. It's a reason. It's to help blend it in there. If you'll start looking at a lot of these old country coaches going down the road, they're all like this. I thought ours was just faded like that initially, but no, it's really made like that. Now, it does illuminate red because this is more or less kind of a clearish, whatever you want to call it, that's over the top of it. So when we hit the brake, this does light up red, but they did that so that it would kind of blend in a little bit. Well, fast forward, paint technologies have changed a whole lot nowadays. We can actually go in there and tint that body color now, and it will literally blend completely in with the back until you hit the light, and bam, it will light up red. That's going to be really cool too. Other little things that we're going to do, we're going to swap the license plate lights out. We'll go to an LED light, try to brighten up the back of this thing some more, and just get rid of those lackluster plain old red taillights. Get the smoked lights in there. Like I say, we picked up LED bulbs for them. We're going to get all that put in there, and man, is it going to look so much better. So we are slowly getting there. It's a very long process. We got a lot of projects going on, but nevertheless, we will get it all done, as we still have a long, long way to go. Well, we finally got our taillights put back in there after we got them all smoking. God, they look great. They really did change the back of the motorhome a lot. As to now, they blend in a lot with the striping. And I mean, I waited until it got kind of dusk just to show you, but they are red in color still. Don't let that deceive you. Our laws here in Texas are the lens still has to be kind of red in illumination. I'm sorry, red in natural color, and then it has to illuminate red, which obviously you can see it illuminates red. So we changed all of them out to LED bulbs. So they're really super bright even when it's totally dark outside. And of course, the darker that it does get, I mean, the blacker that they start looking. But they turned out phenomenal. My buddy and Robert in Kentucky, thank you so much, man. You did a phenomenal job. I wish I could show you a lot more detail of what he put into these things, but God, there used to be these big ridges around here. And I mean, he literally has these things so smooth. Those ridges are completely gone. And when the lights are out, I mean, they're just like, bam, they look so good. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you. If you know what you're doing, I'm no paint and body man, but it's not a very difficult thing to do to make your coach look so much better. Just brings it up a little bit more modern day. And like I say, if you were to do that, just check with your local guidelines first to make sure you're not violating any kind of strange rule or law that they have. We kept these within legal limits. So, but anyway, there you go. Country Coach lighting upgrade, continuing on. Next up, the headlights. Eventually.